Assalamualaikum dear students. So in this video I'm going to explain the chapter formulas in Excel, and in this chapter we are going to discuss that how the formulas are put in the Microsoft Excel. So initially I'm going to start how do we start Microsoft Excel in our computer, as we have already learned it, but right now I'm going to explain you the whole process again. So we will click on the start button, and we will start the Microsoft Excel. So this is the whole scenario. This is the whole feature of a Microsoft Excel program, and we can see that we have here sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3. So basically there are three sheets available in the Microsoft Excel program, and we will make a formula using this program. So what we are going to do is that before starting about Microsoft Excel formula, I am going to tell you that all the formulas are started with the is equal to sign, and there are four types of formulas that includes values. For example, 987 36.7, that is numeric and string. The other one is cell reference. For example, in which cell we are going to put the data, that is C3 B2 colon B5 or A2 colon D8. The address of the cell which we are going to enter the formula is, and it includes the function. For example, if we are going to sum the number, or we want the average of 4 or 3 numbers, or the minimum number and the maximum number and the total count of the numbers. The other one is operators, that is plus, minus, slash, multiply, asterisk, divide, greater than, less than. So these are the values. These are basically the things which of Excel formula contains. Therefore, a formula in Excel is a sequence of values, cell references, functions, operators in a cell, obviously cell number, that produces a new value from an existing values. For example, if there are so many values available in a sheet, so by using that so many values, that so many numbers, we are going to create a new value by using a formula. So first of all, we are going to discuss what is cell and a range reference. Basically, the word reference identifies a cell or a range of cell in a worksheet, and it tells Excel where to look for the values or data we want to use in the formula. For example, if I want to say that this cell number, if I want to tell you about this cell number, so it refers at A1 because this is column A and row 1, so it is A1. But for example, I want to tell you that this is B12 because it's cell number B and row 12. This is why it is known as B12. If I want to tell you about the range of a cell, then it's like this. It's from C4 till H20. Alright, look at this. here you can see that it's 11R and 5C. This is a cell range and we give this reference. Alright, and where do we put and all the cell range and reference is appeared here. This is also known as name box, or you can call it the address bar also. We put all the formulas in the formula bar, which is here. This one is known as the formula bar. And when we finish entering our data, we will click on this enter button or this tick. This shows that we have already entered our formula. Alright. For example, if we want to enter a formula, so an easier method of adding a cell reference to a formula is to click on the cell instead of typing the cell address. For example, I want to put a cell number in a formula, that is B6. That instead of typing B6 in my formula, I will just click on the cell and it will automatically type B6 in my formula. For example, let me show you. So here I start a formula by the is equal to sign, and I want to put this one. So you can see that it has automatically, once I clicked on the cell, it automatically put here the cell number, that is G3. If I don't want this, just click on the another formula, that is C1. Once I have clicked, as you have already seen, once I have clicked on the cell, it already put C1 in the formula bar. So this is the method. This is basically a pointing method through which we can enter the cell reference or the cell range in our formula. For example, if I want to put a large number of range in my formula, I just select the cells. Look at this. Look at this. Here it is C1 column E16, यानी C1 से लेकर E16 तक की सेल रेंज में जितने भी फॉर्मूलाज आ रहे हैं, ठीक है. So there are three types of references. The first one is relative reference, the second one is absolute reference, and the third one is mixed reference. So initially we are going to discuss about the relative reference. But before giving you the example, let me tell you that the row and column references can change when we copy the formula to another cell. By default, Excel creates relative cell references and formula. For example, A1, B5, D4 and so on. So a relative referencing is used, or we use relative referencing when we want to total the row data of each row using the same formula. Now the second one is absolute referencing. In the absolute referencing, the row and column references do not change when we copy a formula, because the reference is to a fixed cell address. It always uses a dollar sign in the reference, and one for the column letter and other for the row number. For example, $A, $1, right, or $D, $5, या फिर $B, $7. The first dollar is for the cell number and for the row number also. For example, if we enter a formula in a cell, that is, if I want to enter a formula, that is, so let me tell you how do we enter a formula. That is A3 steric right? So this one is basically an absolute reference, all right? And you can see that हर बार जब मैं रो नंबर या कॉलम नंबर एंटर कर रही हूँ या कोई भी रेफरेंस एंटर कर रही हूँ तो उसका जो कलर है दैट इज़ डिफरेंट. फॉर एग्जांपल A3 इज़ इन ब्लू कलर, B3 इज़ इन ग्रीन कलर एंड $D$1 इज़ इन पर्पल कलर. तो एवरी टाइम आई पुट a formula or cell reference, it represented by different color. Alright, so this one is absolute referencing. And now the third one is mixed reference. Alright, so in mixed reference, the column reference, the row or column reference is relative while the other one is absolute. For example, $A1 or $A1. So this is known as mixed reference. उसमें जैसे एब्सोल्यूट में था कि दोनों यानी रो और कॉलम दोनों ही जो है वो दोनों के साथ डॉलर साइन लगता था या दोनों ही एब्सोल्यूट होते थे. लेकिन इसमें जब मिक्स्ड रेफरेंस होता है तो इसमें एक में डॉलर लगता है और एक में नहीं लगता. या तो सेल के साथ डॉलर साइन लगेगी और इधर या फिर कॉलम के साथ डॉलर साइन लगेगी, दोनों के साथ नहीं लगती. फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे कि ये A1 है तो या तो फिर ये $A1 होगा या फिर ये $A1 होगा. ठीक है. अच्छा, दोनों जो सेल रेफरेंसेस हैं ये जो मिक्स्ड हैं ये एब्सोल्यूट रेफरेंसेस भी यूज़ करते हैं और जो है ये रिलेटिव रेफरेंस भी यूज़ कर रहे होते हैं. अच्छा, एक तरीका भी होता है टू व्यू द फॉर्मूलाज कॉपी टू अ सेल रेंज. If I want to see the formula in the cell range, we click on the formula tab, and in the formula auditing group we just click the show formula button, and the formula used in each of the cell range will be shown in the cells. अच्छा, यहाँ पर बहुत सारे जो फॉर्मूलाज होते हैं वो यहाँ पर गिवन भी होते हैं कि यहाँ पर हम किस तरह से फॉर्मूलाज वगैरह किस जनरल में है. तो नो स्पेसिफिक फॉर्मेट है, कोई फॉर्मेट नहीं है फॉर्मूला का. अच्छा, अनदर थिंग कि अगर मुझे जो है वो ये देखना है कि बहुत सारे फार्मूलाज, देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फार्मूलाज विच वी एंटर इन माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एक्सेल प्रोग्राम. लेकिन इतने सारे फार्मूलाज याद रखना ऑब्वियसली पॉसिबल नहीं होता. दैट इज़ द रीज़न कि माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एक्सेल में सारे फार्मूलाज पहले से प्रेजेंट होते हैं. ठीक है, जैसे कि ये देखो यहाँ पर सम का, एवरेज का, काउंट नंबर, मैक्सिमम, मिनिमम, ये सब पहले से प्रेजेंट है. इसके अलावा मोर फंक्शंस भी हैं कि मैं किस तरह से कौन कौन से फार्मूलाज मैं यूज़ कर सकूँ. इसके अलावा भी और भी बहुत सारे फार्मूलाज होते हैं दैट आर ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट इन द माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एक्सेल प्रोग्राम. फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज़ रिसेंटली यूज, ये फाइनेंशियल वाले फार्मूलाज हैं. दीज आर ऑल द लॉजिकल फार्मूलाज, सारे फंक्शंस, टेक्स्ट हैं, डेट एंड टाइम के सारे फॉर्मेट्स हैं, रेफरेंसेस के, मैथ्स और ट्रिग्नोमेट्री के सारे फार्मूलाज जो पहले से मौजूद हैं. ठीक है. Alright, the fourth one is circular reference, and in circular reference it occurs when a formula refers to its own value. For example, I put a formula there in cell A1. For example, I put a formula in A3. Let me select A3 and I put a formula A1 plus A2 plus A3 also. So whenever it comes to A3, it repeats its value, and the value in A3 keeps repeating, so the formula also keeps repeating and it will calculate it forever. And in such case we will see a warning sign. We will see a warning sign in such cases. So we have to correct the formula, and we have to click on the OK button, and we have to correct the formulas. There are also types of formula that is also known as text formulas. If we want to enter the text formula, for example, if we want to enter a text formula, we have to put and sign. The sign is this one. We have to put this one sign. This and the short form of and, we have to put this sign in if we want to enter text in a formula. फॉर एग्जाम्पल देयर आर टाइप ऑफ फार्मूला जब हमें ग्रेडिंग करनी होती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल A1 है, A2 है, A3. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 80% से लेके 100% तक जिनके भी रिजल्ट्स आ रहे हैं वी कॉल देम A1. उसके बाद फिर A70 से लेकर 79 तक वाले A, फिर 60 से लेकर 69 वाले तक B, फिर उससे सो ऑन. तो इन दिस केस वी हैव टू एंटर टेक्स्ट इन द फार्मूलाज. सो टेक्स्ट कैसे एंटर किया जाता है, इसमें फिर एंड का साइन लगाते हैं. और एंड का साइन कैसे लगाते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम ये बताना चाहते हैं कि इफ़ अ स्टूडेंट हु गॉट द फर्स्ट पोजीशन इज़ A1, हु गॉट द सेकंड पोजीशन इज़ B1, हु गॉट द थर्ड पोजीशन इज़ A2. तो इस तरह से अगर हमको एंटर करना है तो हम क्या करेंगे कि स्टूडेंट नेम हुज roll number is 1 got the grade A1, student name whose roll number 2 is got the grade B1. इस तरह से हम formulas को enter कर देते हैं. and in the form of text formulas we have to enter the and sign always.